Character A is our main protagonist. We have been very careful in choosing the character as we wanted our protagonist to be representative of the typical expectations of the teenage generation, which we achieved through the props used in the opening. A bandaged hand covered in blood usually reflects someone aggressive, punching at a wall for example, or getting into fights. Furthermore, we have been careful with choosing the costume of the character to add to the representation of teenage boys. He wears a hoodie which stereotypically identifies teenage boys who are rebellious. However, the fact that he looks quite timid and shy suggests that perhaps he's not as aggressive and rebellious as we thought he would be. This is shown when Vicky talks to him and he does not make direct eye contact with her. Furthermore, the fact that he does not say anything highlights that he does not have much to say, or that perhaps he is not bothered by what has just happened and that he just wants to get out of hospital to carry on doing what he was doing. Another factor that presents Finn as being timid and perhaps awkward is the close-up shots of him looking down, playing with his hand. We have chosen to use these shots as it draws the viewers closer to him and allows them to observe his reactions and emotions. In this case, they are not able to see what Finn is feeling or what his emotion is, as his expressions are not very clear, and this makes the audience not sure what is going on in his mind. These shots were also used to privilege him over the other characters and position the audience with him, however, finding it difficult to actually engage with this character. Therefore, this builds up the suspense to what the protagonist is actually like, making the audience want to watch on. I'm comparing character A to Caleb Pryor from Divergent. Both characters are similar in age, 16 and 17. This aspect is important because even though they are the same age, they differ greatly. The first difference is that Caleb is dressed in a suit, which makes him seem smart and intelligent, with a hint of colour suggesting that perhaps he's optimistic, keeping his head up high and not giving up. He has very light features such as his hair and eyes. Furthermore, the fact that he has good posture and seems quite slender imply that he is respectful and shows his confidence, whereas Finn is completely opposite to Caleb. He is dressed in dark clothing and hoodie that suggests what young boys stereotypically wear these days. However, Caleb goes against this. Finn slouches in his chair and his body language tells us that he is disrespectful and moody. We have decided to go with a stereotypical representation of youth, as we thought we would target more people if they would compare themselves to this character. On the other hand, Divergent has been successful while using Caleb, suggesting that if we were to make Finn appear smart using the same location, it would provoke much more questions, as it would create even more suspense to why such a high-class looking young boy would be in the hospital with a bandaged hand. Other comparable thriller protagonists to character A includes Guy Pearce from Memento, Liam Neeson from Taken, and Christian Bale from The Machinist. In our research, we have discovered that in thriller movies, the main protagonists are male, hence why we have decided to go with male protagonists ourselves. Even though these male characters are a lot older than Finn, it seems that successful thrillers include male protagonists as stereotypically they are seen as the heroes and seen to be strong individuals that help the females. Therefore, if a female was to be the main protagonist in the opening, our audience would not consider it to be a typical thriller and would possibly not feel the urge to carry on watching it. Character B is being presented as a confident individual, which we see straight away as she walks through the hospital door. This is shown through her body language and the way she walks over to Finn. She wears a long leather coat, which automatically creates iconographies of a strong personality, and the fact she keeps her hands in her pockets, even when she is talking to other people, highlights that she is not bothered by what other people think, perhaps making those people feel quite intimidated. The different angles and camera work present her as an empowering person, and that perhaps she is the most important character, at least within the opening title sequence. For example, the pun of her walking through the corridor implies her importance and also her confidence, meaning that the viewers have time to engage with her, unlike with character A. Furthermore, this adds to the fact that character A looks timid and shy, as in low-angle shots of Vicky, it seems that she is looking down at him, creating further empathy for Finn. Furthermore, the background music is effective in a way that it almost follows Vicky and accompanies her through her walk to Finn. This makes her seem as the main danger and perhaps the antagonist. However, she is not this, and in fact is only a social worker that takes care of Finn. Even though Vicky's character is not important, she is powerful in introducing Finn. I am comparing character B to Jodie Foster from The Silence of the Lambs. One reason why Vicky is comparable to Jodie from The Silence of the Lambs is because both characters are presented as independent women with a strong personality. Jodie comes across as confident, which adds to the fact that the audience is intrigued to watch on and see what her character is capable of doing, especially from the female side of the audience. Similarly, Vicky is presented as confident and sanguine in contrast to Finn. This makes her appear above Finn, meaning she has the control over him, which goes against a typical thriller genre, as usually the males are the ones in hegemony. Furthermore, both characters go against the stereotypical views of women, as they present females as capable of doing things on their own, and that they generally do not need help from male characters.